welcome back to Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Now keep informed 24/7 by logging onto our website on www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, and do not forget to follow us on social networks on Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. You will find us as Mexico News Network. Now let's continue with more information. Even though societies at a worldwide level have become more open-minded than other times, same-sex marriage is still a source of controversy, with many people still disagreeing with the right of people of the same sex to marry. While the battle for this right rages on in the United States, the Supreme Court of Justice of Mexico has slowly been arranging for this to be a reality in Mexico. Mexico City was the first jurisdiction in Mexico that legalized same-sex marriage in the year 2010. According to a BuzzFeed article, this led to an endless number of lawsuits all across the country demanding that the government halt the prohibition of marriage between two individuals of the same sex. Even though more than 2/3 of the states in Mexico have declared same-sex marriage as legal, some states still keep resisting this change. Having said that, there hasn't been that much resistance in Mexico, though. Mexico does not have a significant lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender LGBT organization, and even though the Catholic Church has presented some instances of resistance on the issue, there hasn't really been a big fuss about it on that front. The idea that the Catholic world in Mexico is much more aggressive about their position about the gay marriage stopped being true a long time ago, stated J. Lester Fetter, a correspondent for BuzzFeed. Latin American countries such as Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia have already recognized same-sex marriage or are very close to do so. Even though the legal system in Mexico has played an important role, it is relatively new to the subject. The attorney who started this movement entirely, Alex Ali Mendez Diaz, was only a law student when he started the movement in Oaxaca. Thanks to him, great progress has been achieved. Mendez Diaz keeps offering legal support all around the country. There may still be a very long way to reach and guarantee equal rights for everybody. However, significant progress has been made, and we can be sure that the people involved will not stop fighting until they achieve their purpose. Now in more news, it all started in the year 2010. Jamie Oliver and Ryan Seacrest joined their ideas and created Jamie Oliver's Food Revolution, a UK TV series that attempted to reform the US school lunch programs, help American society fight obesity, and change their eating habits in order to live healthier and longer lives. For an entire year, 2 seasons of the show were produced and broadcasted from 2010 to 2011. However, Jamie's ambition and vision went further than a mere TV show. He wanted to change the world, to improve lives of others, and have a great time while he's at it. This was a turning point. In an interview with CNN in May 2012, Jamie Oliver stated, "If we all do a little bit, we can all make a difference, and you will probably have a good time while doing so," which is the solid base of his entire food revolution. By analyzing eating habits, consumer behavior, and education programs, as well as the traditional lunches delivered to kids at schools, he came up with the brilliant idea of attacking the problem from the source: education. And the way he has pushed this campaign is by getting people involved and to work together to share their knowledge. But the dream doesn't end here. Soon after, the movement turned into Food Revolution Day, where massive events are held, supported by campaigns that mean to promote healthier living. The main purpose, according to Jamie Oliver's statements on CNN, is to celebrate the joy of cooking, to get the people of the communities, farmers and producers, closer to what has already been beautiful and on their doorsteps. The goal is to get kids excited about food and all that's around it. The hope is to get a lot of people involved and thinking differently, therefore make a change. Jamie Oliver has decided to take steps toward healthy lifestyles, and being his food revolution a global movement, he has glanced over countries where the problem and solution are at hand. Now this is the case for Mexico. Being a great promoter of going back to basics, Jamie Oliver decided to promote a special program in Mexico called Proyecto Pozol, Más Sanos Comiendo como Mexicanos, meaning in English, Pozol Project, being healthier by eating like Mexicans. This project means going back to basics, which, in this case, is promoting the consumption of pozol, a drink from pre-Columbian times made from fermented corn dough, prepared with cacao. Jamie Oliver states that this is the solution to the great obesity and diabetes problems of Mexico. The program was launched late April in San Juan Chamula in the state of Chiapas. Amid its presentation, he informed the press that Mexico does not need to look outside its doors to find a solution to diabetes and obesity. The solution is right here, in-house, and it is traditional food. Pozol Project means to promote not only the consumption of pozol as a substitute for fizzy drinks, but also encourage the entire population to eat traditional food and ingredients that provide great benefits for the health. Jamie Oliver's Proyecto Pozol is an initiative pushed by Proyecto Alimente, the Faculty of Nutrition and Food of the Arts and Science University of Chiapas, along with the State Center for Arts, Dialects, and Indigenous Literature, and the San Juan Chamula Hospital in Chiapas. All of this with the solid and great support of renowned chef Jamie Oliver and his entire food revolution movement. Now, according to Dietary Guidelines for Americans 2010 from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, it has been officially demonstrated that people that consume traditional diets based on plants have a much lower risk of getting cancer, coronary heart disease, and obesity than those people whose diets are based on ultra-processed diets such as Occidental diets. Now, continuing along with more information, in Mexico City, just outside the San Juan Bautista parish in the borough of Coyoacán, you can find a charming 65-year-old man who goes by the name of Juan Orozco Alvarez. Now, he considers himself to be the one and only police officer in the world who speaks English, French, Italian, Japanese, German, and Korean. Mr. Juan Orozco assures that every day many tourists consult him for his services, seeing how some do not speak Spanish. He notes that when foreigners realize that he speaks their language, they are quite surprised and even ask him to take pictures of him. He proudly wears his auxiliary police uniform, which displays his assignment to the 58th Squadron, as he assures that the agency opened its doors to him when he was young, allowing him to become the person he is today and to care for his family. Now, during an interview with Notimex, Mr. Orozco pointed out that the first language he ever learned outside of Spanish was English, and from that moment onward, he could not stop learning. He comments that he learned his first languages at the Center for Foreign Languages of the National Autonomous University of Mexico. Don Juan has never left Mexico, but he dreams about going to New York someday with his wife, who is sadly currently ill. He assures that at home he has his books and CDs locked up. No one can take them from him, as they are his biggest treasure, just like his wife Lourdes Delgado Garcia and his son Juan David of 33 years and his daughter Norma Angelica of 43, who already made him a grandpa because each of them have 2 kids. Currently, Juan Orozco studies Chinese and plans on learning Arabic and Hebrew during the next few years. Now for our feature piece of the day, meet Carla Souza, the Mexican actress who is taking the U.S. television by surprise as one of the characters on the hit TV show series How to Get Away with Murder, starring alongside the award-winning Viola Davis. Sousa has been in the acting scene ever since the year 2008, but has managed to make a successful crossover and provide viewers with a different perspective on the Latino stereotype. She was born and raised in Mexico City, but lived in Colorado until she was 8 years old, the same age at when she was cast in the movie Aspen Extreme, an experience that would change her life forever. This was the defining moment in which she fell in love with the industry, a turning point in her life that made her choose the path she is on today. Sousa would eventually move to France, where she joined a professional theater company. Later on, she was accepted in London's Central School of Speech and Drama, where she was able to continue her acting career and graduate in the year 2008. That same year, she started her career on television on the Mexican series Terminales. The following year, she participated as recurring character on the TV series Verano de Amor. Now, in the year 2013, it was a groundbreaking year for Sousa as she secured roles in 4 Mexican big films, 2 of which broke records. The most notable of these would be The Noble Family, where she embodied a spoiled rich girl who, along with her 2 equally spoiled brothers, has all privileges revoked in order to be taught a very important life lesson. The film exceeded expectations and was a massive hit in Mexico and the rest of the world. She followed with a very small role in the second Mexican blockbuster of the year, Instructions Not Included, a film that also broke records. Carla herself stated on Univision's Variety Latino to having felt very, very happy by participating in projects that would catapult her career into the United States. Ms. Sousa added that making a life change such as moving back to the US to pursue her acting career was a personal as well as a professional challenge, which totally paid off. In 2014, she made her inroads in US TV on the show How to Get Away with Murder, in which she portrays Laurel Castillo, a smart, idealistic, and talented law student who works alongside a group of law students for the renowned, brave, and tough defense attorney Annalise Keating, played by the wonderful Viola Davis. This character has given Sousa the opportunity to embody a new and fresh type of Latino character. In fact, probably no one would have noticed her character's Latin until she spoke perfect English with her family. During her interview with Variety, she concludes that there is no single type of Latino person and that this character should provide people on a new perspective on Latino actors at a time when television is making drastic changes, especially in the removal of stereotypes all world. As far as we know, Carla Sousa is working on the 2nd season for How to Get Away with Murder, as well as 2 movies that are programmed to be released this year, 2015. We'll be certainly keeping an eye on the Mexican actress who is breaking the Latino stereotype in the US television. Sadly, this was all for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, I am your host, Elisa Carballo, and this was Mexico News Network's Breaking News. Don't forget where we are, in the beautiful El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma, a gourmet inclusive adults-only hotel in the heart of Riviera Maya. And before we go, let me just remind you to stay informed 24/7 by logging onto our website, www.mexiconewsnetwork.com, and to follow us on social networks on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. You will find us as Mexico News Network. Thank you so much for today, and we'll see you next time.
Audio Jungle.